went ahead and just disassembled the well. We took the pressure tank and we charged the pressure tank. We put about 28 pounds in it, let it sit for a week, came back, and it held its charge. So the bladder inside of our pressure tank is probably pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and use it. This is all the plumbing that came out of the well. This is where the pipe that goes to the well attached. It's all completely rusted and unusable. So tomorrow we're going to go get new plumbing for the well. This was a pressure switch that you saw before was shorted out that I bypassed just to see if we could make the pump work, which it did. So that's all going to get replaced. The other problem is when we pull the pump out to inspect the pump and the cable, we found that the jacket is split. It's real brittle. There's actually knots in the cable like that, and that's really not good. What happened was I tried to undo a knot to straighten it out, and the jacket split. So we're going to have to replace the cable as well. We dropped a string down there with some weights. We found out our well is about 40 feet deep, so it's not a very deep well. That's probably why it wasn't hooked up to the house, which is fine because we're going to use it for our gardening anyway. So hopefully that'll provide enough water for that and replenish itself as we use it. All right, so here's our pump, our well pump. It's actually in really good shape. There's no silt or anything like that on it. This is the rope that you use to pull it out. The line, 1 1/4 inch line, is in really good shape all the way down. So we're not going to replace any of that. We're just going to replace the upper components. All right, so we rebuilt the well like entirely. We pulled the pump out and put new wire on it because it was frayed, and rebuilt the whole thing. I put this tree up here. It's got a quick power disconnect, so I can shut off power to the whole system if I want to without going to the breaker. New pressure switch. The Weltrol pressure tank actually turned out to be good. We charged it and let it sit for a week and came back, and it was good. So we're just going to use it. So right now though, you can see I got water coming out the hose. All right, pressure's going down. Just let it go. When it hits 40, it kicks back on. There it goes. That's filling back, repressurizing. See it going up. I'm going to turn the water off. I'm not going to keep running the water. So there it's going back up. When it hits 60, it'll click and turn it off. There it is. So everything works. I'm real happy about that. You might remember from part 1 the electrical issues that we were having with the well feed, with the breakers falling out and the old box, and it would smoke when I would hit the breakers because of all the stuff in there. Well, we decided to remedy that in a different way. Instead of replacing that little breaker box, we went ahead and had the whole meter base replaced with a new current, standard meter base. The couple reasons for that were because that was only 65 amp, and it fed the house as well. And the house is all electric, and it wasn't enough amperage even to really run the house properly. We'd had a lot of power surges. And the other thing was we had an aerial line that fed from the main line here. If you look up, you can see the lines, and it ran to the house, and we were having problems with it. It actually broke one time, and the co-op had to come out and fix it. So the co-op came out, and they removed the pole. Actually, they removed 2 poles out of the yard, and put this new meter base in, and this is the one for the well. And as you can see, we put it's got a breaker box in it, and so we trenched over to the well, and we put this pipe in, and we put new wire all the way to the well underground. The other thing was they put a 200 amp meter base on another part of the property close to the house, and we trenched from there into the house and put a new feed into the house with a new breaker box in the house, and upgraded our home electric to 200 amps as well. So next video, we're going to show what we did with that big tank that used to be right here, that big silver tank. You would see it in the background of the video sometimes. We turned it into the well house. So the next video will cover that whole process. and the finalization of the well.